Good morning, Kuwait. Good morning, everybody, and Eid blessing and Mubarak to all of you. And good morning, our viewers and our pilgrimage who went to Mecca and they are on their way back. And, I hope their prayers were answered. And we hope to see them with all, the celebration and all happiness. And good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Farid, and good morning to you, dear viewers, and happy Eid to everyone who's watching us through KTV2. Welcome to a new episode of your morning program, Good Morning Kuwait. And today we have really special episode, actually with special guests. So please, dear viewers, keep watching us till the end of the episode.
Absolutely, we have plenty of interesting segments.
Yes.
So you were asking me off air.
Yeah, about what you did in the first day of Eid and the second day of Eid.
Okay, I don't want to lie and say I went to the border waiting for the pilgrimage.
Oh, really?
Because back in the days,
Oh.
people of Kuwait, before the oil and before all this modern and advanced technology, a lot of people of Kuwaiti people used to wait, the pilgrimage, and their convoys, coming back from Mecca, and that was somehow the habit. But
This is
frankly,
an old tradition.
yeah, old tradition, definitely. But and let's say on the first day, you visit and you take the kids to the beaches or so definitely I was really super busy.
Super busy. That's amazing. Me as well, Farid. As you mentioned, the first day of Eid, we have to visit our relatives, our families, to have some gatherings. The first day of Eid is really a special day to have the lunch of Eid al-Adha, which is really delicious lunch, isn't it?
Exactly.
And also the second day, now we're going to start to go to, let's say, plays, go to theaters, go to the beaches. The second
Some
day.
people like movies.
Some movies, yes, exactly.
Let's burn some movies for you. Anyway, soon we will have with us the engineer, Adar Mtawa, urban horticulturist. She will redefine the way we treat the waste and recycling and reuse scraps, Sarah.
Exactly. Moreover, dear viewers, we'll have for you Ali El Ghader. He's a writer and adventurer who is going to tell us about his experience as writer and adventurer with all obstacles and difficulties he faced.
Absolutely. We have plenty of segments, so stay tuned and don't go away. We'll be back after this break.
And we came back again, dear viewers, with our special episode for today. And since we are in Eid holiday and we are the beginning of a summer vacation, all people from all around the world, they are traveling all around. So now let's take you to Istanbul. Istanbul is a city that wears its cultures and history well, blending them into an exciting city that has much to offer travelers from all around the world. It's really interesting, Farid.
Absolutely. Founded during hundreds of years ago, Istanbul today is a modern city that remains true to its historic heritage through its mosques and basilicas and ancient bazaars.
Standing between the East and the West, Turkey's largest city offers a lot to all visitors. Here's a look at the top touristic attraction in Istanbul. So let's watch it together. And we came back again, dear viewers, with our special guest for today, Engineer Adar Mtawa. She is an urban horticulturist who is expert in agriculture and plantation field. She will discuss with us something different today. She will be redefining the way we treat the waste in recycling and reuse crops. So, hello and good morning, Engineer.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you for having me. Lovely to be back as always,
Thank you, dear Adari. It's always lovely to have with us in our show, and happy Eid to you.
Thank you, and happy Eid to you too.
So, dear Adari, today we're going to talk more about how we can reuse, recycle the waste in agriculture. So, first of all, we're going to talk about scraps. But first of all, we're going to know what scraps mean.
Scraps are basically leftover parts of our food or vegetables or our fruit, like peels, stalks, and how we can reuse them. That's today's topic.
So this is a question, Adari. How can we actually reuse them? What is really important to reuse scraps?
It's really important because majority of households produce around 1.5 big bags and 2.5 small bags of waste daily. And that equates to around 8.39 kilograms of waste a day, which is a lot, which is twice as much as a Japanese household or a Western European household would actually produce. And that's causing a big issue in Kuwait to waste management.
That's amazing. So what's happened, dear Adari, if we don't actually recycle waste or food waste? What the main problem is going to be happening?
Well, we know that Kuwait's a small country, right? The more waste we produce, the more landfills we need to create, and these landfills produce methane gas, which is bad for the environment, causing greenhouse gas emissions, as well as, I don't know if you knew about the situation in Sara in grain. There was a foul odor, coming out because there were
Really?
landfills there.
Yes.
So, and as well as, we're losing large masses of land. And if these landfills haven't been treated well, they can be very dangerous to build over time.
Yes. So what's happened in grain, that because of the waste that hasn't been recycled?
The landfills haven't been properly managed.
Okay.
They're producing methane gas and you can smell a foul odor.
That's really dangerous to our human, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how can other countries combating, let's say, issues with the waste? You mentioned about Japanese household.
Yes, Japanese households produce less waste. But one of the greatest efforts, I would have to say, is France.
Yes.
In France, they did this beautiful new legislation where huge retailers, supermarkets are not allowed to, get rid of the food waste, but instead donate it to people in need. As well as there was this beautiful campaign that they did, and it was for ugly fruits and vegetables.
Yes,
and they were
amazing.
marketing ugly fruits and vegetables. They were like, don't throw them, buy them, and they were marketing them. And then there's also another one in Belgium where, if you produce waste, you have to actually pay to get your waste removed, and you have to basically divide your waste, plastic, paper, and food organic waste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, dear Adari, what do you think the first steps for addressing the waste food issue?
I think we would have to think about how we generate waste first, like when we purchase something, we need to think, do I really need it? Should I recycle it? I need to reuse it, maybe even regift it,
Yes.
Because especially in Kuwaiti culture, Arabic culture, we have this consumerism where we like to have the table full of food and we're very generous people.
Yes.
But at some point, it also
Reflect to us and then later on. After.
Yes, definitely.
So what are the principles of waste reduction?
Reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink, regift. Those are the principles.
Really?
Yes.
Can you please elaborate more about that?
If someone gives you some food or gives you something that you don't really want and you know that you're not going to really consume, you should maybe regift it to someone that you think might enjoy it. Share those gifts. If you have any food wastes at home, you can actually do some composting and produce organic material for your garden. And when you purchase, sometimes we just want to purchase stuff. Do I really need this? You need to ask yourself, how important is this? Do I already have enough? Or am I just, fulfilling a need that I don't really need?
So we can get benefit from the waste food, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So how can actually we change the way we are using the waste food, like as you mentioned?
You can compost. I also think not just composting, but also rethinking how we use our scraps. A lot of people throw away broccoli stalks and cauliflower stalks, but you can actually use that to put in a stir fry.
Exactly.
Watermelon seeds, if you love to garden, you should collect those seeds and reuse them. Tomato seeds, as well as the rind. A lot of people don't know this, but you can use them in a blender and create your own scrub, buddy scrub with it, with some sugar. And
That's amazing.
Yes. Also zucchini flowers. A lot of people throw away zucchini flowers, but in Italy, in certain parts of Italy, they actually take the zucchini and they stuff it with cheese and they deep fry it, and it's such a beautiful delicacy.
Wow.
Yes. So just the way you think about what you're eating, even carrot tops. A lot of people don't use carrot tops, but actually it has that peppery taste. it's almost like parsley, so it can actually elevate your experience of food.
And we can use it also in decoration, as you mentioned, maybe the flour, the dried flour, for example. Do we have that? Can we call it like a scraps, the dried flowers? Or the
Yeah,
grass?
I'd say it's organic waste. It is
Organic waste.
Yes, because it does go into landfills also. You can use that too. Even flower bouquets that you get from people as gifts, you can dry them, you can do a plant press and reuse them and create some beautiful art pieces.
That's amazing. So, dear Adari, let's talk about the food industry and the development and the scientific development in food industry. What the latest thing you have been seen in such a field?
Well, when it comes to the Kuwaiti market, I've seen that there's a huge interest in microgreens.
Yes.
Because they have actually more nutritional value. So there's been a huge swing into that focus, as well as there's a lot of people focusing on making casseroles, broths from these scraps also. A lot of chefs I've seen, and as well as foraging, foraging from our wildlife, al-khubbez, to create beautiful dishes. And then the most exciting development was, I don't know if you've seen the latest, but 3D printing of meat and fish.
It's 3D printing.
Yes.
Oh my God. No, I haven't seen that.
They're creating lab cells of meat, as well as using like insects to create 3D printed meat. And you can choose what kind of marbling even you want.
Oh, really?
And the idea behind that, Sara, is reducing methane gas production, because animal livestock require a lot of food and they produce a lot of methane gas.
Is that really organic and healthy?
I don't know if it's healthier. There's still the question about that. They're going to test it out. It's still questionable. But I do see it being the future, because you can only imagine how much it would cost to, feed livestock in the future, 50, 100 years from now.
Yes.
Already livestock prices have increased so much over the years, So one day it's going to be maybe 1,000 KD for a kilo of meat.
I know. Even the water is going to be really expensive in the future because of the global warming, dear Adari. We're going to talk about global warming and how it's really affected to our, let's say, agriculture and plants later on. But speaking about the 3D printing, the meats, really meat is 3D printing, as you mentioned it.
Yes.
It's really amazing. So in your point of view, what do you predict in, like, let's say, 100 years ago, or 100 years like in the future, let's say, the food's going to be, since now we are having the 3D meat printing?
Sara, because of that, the 3D printing, actually some restaurants in the UK are actually catering to that. You can actually go experience this 3D printing. So I do see there's going to be a shift in the way we eat meat and fish, because the meat industry and the fishery industries are not sustainable maybe over time. But maybe I always tell people, eventually I think we're going to eat in tablet forms. You get all your nutritional value.
Oh, really?
Needs in a tablet form, because it's more environmentally friendly. But that's when the cost of producing food would be so expensive, and our population is so high that we cannot maintain whatever we're doing now. It's not sustainable.
Same as the spacemen, gonna eat like in capsules, let's say, for in the future. So let's talk about, as you mentioned, we have a really huge population all around the world, and the global warming, and the seas and the rivers are getting really dried now. So what's really the global warming really affected, let's say, the plantation, especially here in Kuwait?
This is the thing. It's one of the greatest issues. Kuwait is food security, When we talk about Kuwait and food security, yes, we're very secure. We're around 33 on the global food index in terms of food security. But in reality, we actually import majority of our food. And there has been a shift in focus to be food secure, But there's going to be people in Kuwait that will be at risk.
Yes.
Because we have subsidies for farmers. We have subsidies in terms of food. But at the end of the day, this is a global issue. So imagine if we don't have wheat from Ukraine, and we don't get veggies from Ecuador, I don't know,
It's going to be luck in food here in Kuwait.
At first, they're going to feed their people. In the end, we are the last to get food imports. Of course, you're going to feed the people that are from that country.
Yes.
So we're going to suffer. And the cost of food will be increasing and rising at some point. So only certain people can afford specific things.
Yes. That we need to have like food secure. So how can we actually enhance the plantation here in Kuwait, the agriculture actually in general here in Kuwait? How can we enhance it, the awareness of that?
As we said, I think we need to actually change the way we think about our diets. We need to eat less meat, invest more in our farming hydroponically, because it uses, as you said, we have a water issue. So we need to move away from traditional methods of farming on the ground to more
Yes.
sustainable forms of farming, which is hydroponically, you know, and use smart technologies, smart farming, where we predict temperature, weather forecasts.
Exactly.
Therefore, we're decreasing using our resources.
That's amazing, Engineer Adar. You always provide us really generous information about agriculture, and for today, scraps, the food waste, how can we recycle it and reuse it, and your advices. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Sarah. Lovely being here.
Big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, Engineer Adar Al-Mtawwa. She's an urban horticulturist. So, dear viewers, don't go away. Let's have this tiny little break and then we'll move on. Since we are in Eid, dear viewers, many people from all around Kuwait, they visit some lovely places from all around Kuwait. So pleased with an impressive coastline, Kuwait is a city with a big of intense architecture and certain outdoor places, isn't it, Farid?
Absolutely. We will say that the city is cute and catchy for sure. So get relaxed and busted with the city outdoor places for families with kids, Sarah.
We prepare a well-arranged line of places in this report. So how about to take a look at this report together, and we'll be right back to you.
Hi everyone, my name is Atari Almatoa, agricultural engineer and horticulturist. And as I promised you that we were going to take a mini adventure around the parks and gardens of Kuwait. And today we're in Mishraf. It's a nice idea to get outside of your house and get some physical activity. As you know, there's a lot of benefits by being around plants and nature. They can help reduce your cortisol levels, your stress levels, and your muscle tension, just to name a few, as well as making you less stressed and calmer. So come with me, let's go outside and have a look at what Mishraf has to offer. I have to say that this is one of the most beautiful parks in Kuwait and the most developed. It has several facilities. It even has a paddle court, a tennis court, a basketball court, and that's just to name a few. It has these winding walkways and paths that you can walk and take a stroll and breathe in the fresh air and enjoy the nature. And if you like to cycle, you can take your bike and go down those lanes. And even if you don't have a bike, they have bike rental stations in which you can rent a bike and go out there. They also have a lot of activities for your kids to socialize and play with. So come out here and enjoy the space. One of the things that I like the most about this park is the eucalyptus trees, which is one of my favorite plants. It's native to Australia, yet it can withstand Kuwait's harsh environment. It's very tall, providing shade, and has the silvery bark and feathery leaves. And what makes it so special is the essential oils that come out of it. And in addition, they have several medicinal properties. In fact, they have been used dating back to the 18th and 19th centuries when it comes to aromatherapy to clear that mental fog as well as your airways. In fact, the way you can use them is to take a branch and pretty much hang it up in your shower and create that humid spa vibe. Or you can make your own tea. Just dry some leaves, basically grind it down and make a tea out of it. Or what I just like to do when I come to Mishraf Park is take a few leaves, crush them in my hand, and just smell it and take in that beautiful scent. So come outside with me to Mishraf and enjoy this space. And try and take some time out of your busy schedule to check out what Mishraf has to offer. And don't forget, don't litter so other people can enjoy the space just as you have. Thank you and goodbye.
We're back, dear viewers. Definitely, we will have for you now Ali Dagher, writer and adventurer, who's going to tell us about his experience as a writer and adventurer with all obstacles and difficulties he faced. So let's all welcome your guest and our guest in the studio in Good Morning Kuwait, Mr. Ali Dagher. Ali, it's really a pleasure to have you in Good Morning Kuwait.
Good morning to you too, Mr. Farid. Always a pleasure of mine.
Ali, frankly, you are really multi, they say what, multifunctional or like multi-purposes, you have a lot of talents. And this is really, I have to say this on air, honestly, mashallah, you been in the adventure of in the Guinness record.
Guinness World Record.
Yeah,
yes.
was in
Amman.
Amman,
Yeah,
the
for-
big flag.
Yes, the biggest
and,
flag.
And also, K flag, and also you are a firefighter, and yet you are a writer. This is a new book from Ali Dagher for the junior firefighter. Anyway, let's a little bit, go back and, try to tell us, more about yourself for the viewers. I know who's Ali Dagher, but our viewers, I want them to know who's Ali Dagher.
Thank you for having me this morning. I want to say hi for our dear viewers also. My name is Ali Dagher. I work as a firefighter at Kuwait Fire Force. Usually, I start writing since I was like 7 years old.
MashaAllah, that's good.
But I developed writing stories after an incident that happened, which is we were responding for a fire.
Yeah, I heard about this story. Tell us about this story. This is a very sad story. I want everybody to listen to it.
So in 2017, I
Yeah.
received a call
Yeah.
as a firefighter, and then we
Okay.
went to put out a fire and in Jabal Ali area. So we were searching also for a child who was 5 years old, Rashid.
So there was a child, 5 years old. His name was Rashid.
Yes.
Missing. His family doesn't know where is, if he's inside or outside.
No one knows where he is because
Okay.
it's the house is burning and mostly it's one room. But the problem with the fires that you need to deal with smokes, and that's
Okay,
the
so
problem.
Inhaling, exhaling.
Yes, you
yeah.
can't inhale clear air, and you cannot actually see anything. So this is the
Okay, so-
problem that we're
Oh.
usually facing. So we were searching for Rashid in the house for almost an hour. We couldn't see anything. What happened that actually we kind of saw Rashid, but we couldn't recognize Rashid
Oh.
because he was burned to the crisp.
Oh.
And after this incident, everyone was emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if I was trying to to make sense out of this, we need to blame someone about this. Because no one was forcing him
Exactly.
to be in the room.
Yeah.
He could escape if he
Yeah.
could understand
The
that
procedure, the
that
simple procedure.
simple procedures or the surviving skills that he needs to know.
So based on that story, which really affected you, you came up with this?
Yes, junior firefighter. So that I kind of lost hope with adults. As a society, we need adults to teach children what to do in case of emergencies, but we failed. So that's why I try to reach children directly by making this book, Junior Firefighter, and addressing children and what to do in case of emergencies.
So this book tells the children exactly what they do when there is a fire.
Exactly.
The procedure, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that.
Yes, so usually when you say you have a 5 years old or 6 years old kid, adults won't think that they can do anything, but they can do a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
They can memorize their home address, they can call 112,
Exactly.
and they can tell 112 that they have an incident. So we usually don't care about children.
Yeah.
We care about adults, that they
Yeah.
need to know what to do in case of emergencies, or to use fire extinguishers, or even to
Yeah.
have smoke detectors.
Yeah.
I included this in the book, but it's mainly focusing on children, because what I need to do, I don't want to see another Rashid dying because of the ignorance of adults.
God bless you.
Because
Yeah.
again, it's a responsibility. Maybe in different places, someone need to go to jail because of that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But what we need to do now is we need to teach children what to do in case of emergencies. And that's why in this book, I ask them to stay calm. If they need to shout, they need to call adults. They need to run away. If you can see in the book, even Rashid is not wearing anything. He's barefoot.
So if I want to go through the book, so you had a beautiful, chain of procedure, So number one, let's say, if there is a fire, so you can't tell us like number one, number two, number
Yes,
three.
it's exactly as the book saying.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to calm down, and you need to focus.
So this message now for the
For the
kids,
children.
children.
Yes.
Okay. Children, listen.
what they need to do,
Yeah.
they need to run away. We don't want them
To stay in
to stay or reaching
the
out
premises. Yeah.
for their iPad or
Yeah.
for their toys,
Yeah.
or even wear their shoes.
Go out. Just go out.
That's the only thing that they need to do. We cannot ask children to fight fire with fire extinguishers.
Exactly.
During the procedure of running, we need them to shout and scream fire.
So number two,
Shout.
alerting and shouting and telling
That there is
you
a
know,
fire.
There is a fire. Fire,
Yes.
fire. Shout like
Yes.
the regular kids shouting in the streets.
And we practice this in
Yeah.
schools, and it was
So
amazing.
number one, run out away from the premises.
Yes.
And number two, shout.
Keep shouting during running
shouting
away.
that there is a fire.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Make sure to lay low,
Okay.
so that you won't inhale any smokes
exactly.
during the procedure.
Laying low while
Yes.
you're running.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of people think that it doesn't make any difference, but most of the people are dying because of the smoke. Even Rashid, before being burned to the crisp, he died because of inhaling smoke. Yes, and that's what's wrong about adults and the way they're dealing with children. You shouldn't teach them to be afraid all the time.
Exactly.
They need to you need to take responsibility as an adult to teach children what to do in case of emergencies. So teaching children the dispatch number 112, and they need to be recalling their home addresses.
Yeah.
So what they need to do is just run away. If they can call 112 and all the adults are asleep, that will be great.
Okay. So basically, this is not the job of a child, definitely to firefight and, fire with the extinguisher. The job of the child to run away from the premises, lay low, and shout fire, fire, so alarm everybody.
Yes. Never hide inside the house.
Never hide inside the house, because this is the mistake itself.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, everything will be fixed.
And the main information for adults and children also, if you have a fire in a room and you can't put out the fire, you don't have fire extinguishers, you need just to close the door to make sure to put the fire in the room only, because if you keep the door opening, it's going to spread.
Yeah.
And people usually panic. That's why we ask them to calm down and think.
So if there is a fire in that room, close the door.
After making sure no one inside. Yes.
Okay. Close the door. Don't, because the
90%,
oxygen.
90% is going to save the house, the full house.
Really?
Yes.
Because the oxygen, enhances the fire.
Exactly. And it's going to spread to the room and everywhere. And usually we say the main problem we're facing is the smoke. And that's why we need to eliminate the smoke.
Okay. If this is like out of our topic, the doors usually, is it better to be PVC or wood?
Most of doors can handle the fire.
Really? Even if it's wood?
If it's thick door, yes.
Thick door?
Mostly wood, yes. It can. Because usually the fire, we say as firefighters, the fire become hungry for oxygen.
Yeah.
And it's going to put out itself.
Diminish,
yes.
yeah. Okay, that's really amazing.
Yes.
And so what's your message for, all the ages?
What I need to say is, we as an adult, we need to take responsibilities. And if anything happened to any child, it's our responsibility to deal with the problem, and we need to face the circumstances that are going to damage the life of the child or the family. So to prevent that, my message will be, you need to have fire extinguisher, you need to have smoke detector, and you need to know how to use the fire extinguisher. You can't ask children to put out fire with fire extinguishers, but you can actually teach them to do so in very rare situations. But do I need to ask them actually to put out a fire? No.
No.
Children need to run away all the time.
Absolutely. Run away out of
all
the
the time. That's what we need to focus on, because adults can deal with the circumstances, and that's why you can't see children becoming firefighters. In the same age. To become a firefighter, you need to be an adult, and that's basic sense.
So that's really amazing, Ali, because honestly, it never crossed my mind that you would be an author. Is this your first book?
This is my first book for children, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
you have future plans, you know, to do more books.
It's going
Right.
to be a series. So the first book, the hero is Rashid. The second book, the hero is Sheikha.
Okay,
So that's
so there will be a series of books.
yes, for
Amazing.
Rashid, junior firefighter. Yeah.
Amazing. So, and I heard you finished your university degree, is it?
Yes, in English
Correct.
literature.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
So when we get to see you promoted, yeah?
Inshallah, soon enough.
That's really amazing. So
Inshallah.
you'll be an officer.
First lieutenant, yes.
First lieutenant.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing,
Next time I
Ali.
will be having this interview in the military uniform so that we can.
Inshallah, definitely, Ali. We are really,
Inshallah.
you know, honestly, I have to say this on air because, you know, Ali Dagher, the viewers, you know, he's a firefighter and he's an adventurer and he's an author. You know, this is really amazing. So, what do you have? Do you have more hobbies?
Thank you.
Honestly.
Well, actually, I don't think that people should be in a specific place because we're here to learn and to experience life. So we need just to try new things.
So, your message for the viewers, because we are done.
So my message to the viewers, as always, I always blame adults, and a lot of people, and mostly parents, are complaining about it because of what I'm saying. But we need to take responsibilities. As long as we brought children to this life, we need to take responsibilities.
Absolutely.
The least thing you can do is to have fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and to teach them what to do in case of emergencies.
Inshallah, First Lieutenant Ali Dagher, inshallah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we hope to see you with more new books and new adventures.
You're most
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you for having me. Thanks.
The viewers, please stay tuned and we'll be back after this break. Thank you.
Well, since we are in Eid, too many people visit too many theaters to watch different movies. And I know, Farid, you love going to cinemas, isn't it?
And especially if, you know, I watch a movie that you didn't see.
Oh.
So it's my pleasure to say the story of it.
You ruined it for me, you know.
Anyway, definitely, you know, a lot of people go to theaters, you know, on Eid.
Yes.
And, you know, like it is one of the main and must destinations, you know, at least to change your atmosphere, you know, try to go out. I know we can see a lot of movies on our, you know, tablets and, you know,
Exactly.
devices, but the theater has different taste,
Has
definitely.
its own atmosphere, really special atmosphere, especially when you go with your friends or with your family. We
Absolutely.
know theaters are very attractive places during Eid holiday. So
We will take, you know, you in a small journey through one of those attractive theaters to shed the light on the important thing.
So, dear viewers, let's watch this report together, and we'll be right back to you.
And welcome back, dear viewers. I think we are about to wrap it up. And, you know, before we end this special episode, Sarah, I would like to say to our viewers, Happy Eid and Eid Mubarak. Definitely, you know, I hope our and your prayers are answered in this Eid. And I hope you have really pleasant time. Until then, Sarah, please stay safe and have a goodbye and happy Eid.
Happy Eid to you, dear viewers, and bye bye.